Oh yes, there will be blood.
The path to peace is all too often stained with blood. Two people who know this all too well are John Kramer and Light Yagami. Right from the get-go, there's a difference in origin. After being informed about his inoperable brain tumor by callous doctors and health officials,
I had literally driven myself to suicide, and I had failed. But to my amazement, I was alive, and I was determined to spend the rest of my days testing the fabric of human nature.
and so Jigsaw was born. Light Yagami, a highly intelligent, bored, and skeptical high school student, finds the Deathnote.
The human whose name is written in this notebook shall die.
And about 40 seconds later, decides to try it out. Fascinated by the power, he immediately kills all the worst people in the world he can think of.
The Legend of Kira the Savior. Huh. Sounds pretty cool.
Light's popularity and influence was felt the world over. Since he could target anyone from anywhere with a name and a face, it became absolutely impossible for Light to be a judge, only an executioner, as he was driven solely by media coverage, or occasionally killing people who got in his way. Kira accepts that he is a murderer. A classic case of the ends justify the means.
I understood that killing people was a crime. There was no other way. The world had to be fixed. A purpose given to me.
John's work is smaller in scale, but he wasn't hoping to test everyone. He wanted the people he rehabilitated to spread word on their newfound appreciation for life. With Jigsaw's intimate understanding of every facet of the subject's life, he acted as judge, finding it distasteful when anyone labeled him as a murderer.
I've never murdered anyone in my life. The decisions are up to them.
Yeah, well, putting a gun to someone's head and forcing them to pull the trigger is still murder.
I don't condone murder, and I despise murderers.
Killing criminals deters future criminals, thus creating a safer world through fear. Choosing people in need of reform and testing them in the hopes of the subject's rehabilitation and newfound empathy. Through adversity we grow, so the traps represent the ultimate possibility for rebirth. In a nutshell, a swift death to the guilty, or a few caught in the crossfire, versus an excruciating rebirth. Kira is an executioner, and Jigsaw always believes in redemption. Kira feels that he's in control.
We're still alive. It's been over a minute and we haven't died.
And truly is shocked or outraged when the plan goes awry. It's perfectly clear that Light holds a very harsh opinion on right and wrong.
Is there anyone out there other than me who'd be willing to eliminate the vermin from the world? If I don't do it, then who will? That's just it, there's no one.
Light's opinion is cynical to no end and believes society can only be fixed by him acting as God, snuffing out evil with an iron fist. Jigsaw is quite calm and in control, even when it seems like he's not. His own death is part of the game he's already mapped out. He's optimistic in the sense that his ways may be twisted, but his most sincere hope is for greater empathy in all people. Both are confident based on their understanding of psychology.
You still don't understand human beings. In this world, there are very few people who actually trust each other.
If you're good at anticipating the human mind, it leaves nothing to chance.
Light tends to laugh inside when he knows things, very seldom showing it. Jigsaw savors every drop of dramatic irony, even using puns.
Tell me where he is.
He's in a safe place.
It's a more playful demeanor, which is fitting, seeing as
I want to play a game.
is a catchphrase. A few other similarities. Both were shot by the police. Both left the warehouse in a similar fashion. John fully accepted responsibility for his actions, but Light, wanting to preserve the illusion of being a god, died scared, a victim of the weapon he'd grown so fond of. In the end, both men were killed as a result of their own actions. John seeks to teach the value of life, and Kira aims to eradicate criminals and establish a utopian world. While they may differ in plenty of ways, can you now see the light in Jigsaw?